So I was born and raised in Ballarat. My dad grew up on the mission station, Framingham Mission, just outside of Warrnambool, about 20 k's out of Warrnambool. My name's Jamie Lowe. I'm a Djab Wurrung man. I live in Melbourne, Thornbury, and I'm the CEO of East Mar Aboriginal Corporation. Eastern Mar Aboriginal Corporation was formed to facilitate the native title rights and interests for the Eastern Mar people, and they were formed back in 2011 as part of our post-determination of our native title, and at the same time. So we've already got a native title determination, a joint determination with the Gunditjmara people, which are to the west of us, and we're the east, so we're the eastern domain of the Gunditjmara. Hence the name Eastern Mar. So the corporation was formed as an administrative arm to administrate the rights and interests for the Eastern Mar people and guide us through the native title claim, and also through the traditional owner settlement claim with the state of Victoria. Native title was formed in 1992 as part of the landmark Mambo decision. That was a decision which took over 10 years, went through all levels of court, and within the High Court in 1992, Native Title, or the Native Title Act, was formed. It was an act essentially which looked at the ruling of terra nullius, which was adopted back in colonisation days, where it was deemed that Aboriginal people had no laws, no systems, no governing structures to the land. It was a terra nullius, it was a wasteland, and the natives had no systems. So we fast forward 200 years from 1788 into 1992, that ruling actually overturned that. So it was a pretty significant landmark event for Aboriginal people throughout, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people throughout the country of Australia. So since 1992, different groups throughout Australia have started talking about their native title rights, and taking that process through the federal court. I think the first goal for Eastern Mar and what the actual corporation can do is to bring people together on as many occasions as possible, and so that everyone knows each other. So all the cousins know each other, all the aunties know the nephews, and the nieces. I think that sense of community is really, really important, and a core role that the corporation can play. I see Eastern Mar playing the role of actually being able to facilitate and break through those barriers and giving young Aboriginal people opportunities, which maybe in other generations we haven't had. I think that it's important to note that through the native title space, it doesn't really give you a right. It's more of a recognition, and Australia is really good at recognising Aboriginal people, but not necessarily giving them rights. And there's a big gap there, and that's another thing I learned within the UN, is that other countries are actually giving rights for Indigenous people rather than recognition. So it's kind of a symbols and substance conversation. So we're happy to raise a flag and fly a flag or give a welcome at the start, but what does it really mean? Where's the substance to it? And so we're fighting for Indigenous rights, not necessarily Indigenous recognition, because recognition doesn't necessarily, it doesn't pay the bills. It's good. Symbols are good, and it's a good starting point, but recognition is rights. What Aboriginal people and Indigenous people are looking for, and it's definitely what Eastern Mar people are looking for, more rights.